What's up, guys? This is not my full breakdown of the Max Domi Josh Anderson trade. This is just a clip from a video I filmed last night speaking about how I would love to acquire Josh Anderson. My full breakdown of the Max Domi Josh Anderson trade will be filmed tonight, and I'll have that to you guys as soon as possible, as well as a video on our newest first round pick after the NHL draft, as long as we do make that pick and do not trade it. So keep an eye out for that stuff, but until then, enjoy this clip. Cheers, guys. Go Habs, go. I want to talk about Josh Anderson because I love the player and I'm seeing a lot of disrespect or just some slighting thrown his way on Twitter. People seem to think he's only worth maybe a second-round pick because of the most recent season he had. But he was dealing with some significant injuries. Prior to that, he was developing very nicely into a very strong power forward, one of the strongest power forwards in the NHL, or potentially the way he was developing. He had 19 goals as a 23-year-old. Then he had 27 goals as a 24-year-old. But he's right now dealing with a left shoulder injury. He had to get surgery. Major surgery. So, and I think the way the Columbus Blue Jackets handled it wasn't taken too kindly by Josh Anderson, the player. Caused some tension between him and his current club. But he's currently a restricted free agent, so that's why he's potentially out there on the market. I would absolutely love to acquire a guy like Josh Anderson. Been a fan of his for a couple of years. He is tough as nails. He plays the game old school, cut from the same cloth as Tom Wilson. That's the type of power forward you win a Stanley Cup with. So now, in terms of value, what we'd have to offer up to get Josh Anderson, first and foremost, you got to know whether or not he's willing to sign long-term in Montreal, because you're going to have to pay a hefty price. It's not going to be just a second-round pick to get a power forward like Josh Anderson, being he's right-handed, he's a right winger, he's got the size at 6'3", 222 pounds. These guys are very valuable. Guys like Josh Anderson do not end up on the market very often. If it wasn't for his recent major injury, I don't think he'd be available at all. Me personally, I would easily, no-brainer, give up our number 16 overall pick for Josh Anderson. That's a huge risk on our part, and maybe our first could be utilized in a better fashion where we get a player where there is no risk involved. However, if Josh Anderson didn't have this injury and didn't have the risk involved in acquiring him, I think he'd be worth much more than just a mid-round first round pick. Definitely. And I don't think he'd be available. So the fact that he's available in the first place is we'd be lucky to acquire a guy like Josh Anderson. And you know what? There's going to be a ton of interest in him from the entire league. There could be a bidding war for him because